trying to maintain this momentum and score a few more runs here and get going. Last night was a tough loss for South Warren, only their 4th loss on the season against Logan County. Man, it was a hard-hitting game. 7 home runs last night, 4 by Logan County, 3 by South Warren. But South Warren, after a great rally in the bottom of the 7th, just came up 1 run short. So don't anybody fear. Mike Cleff is with me here. This is Steve Sanders with Warren County Public School Sports Network, and Mike will be on with us shortly. He's texting back and forth with Prep Spin as we speak, thanking them for helping us get past that audio difficulty. And we've got Mike with us now to give us a play-by-play.
All right, thank you, Steve. As Steve mentioned, we are in the bottom of the first inning. South Warren with a run and 2 runners on with 2 outs. And, Steve, I'll tell you what, weather-wise, it's very similar to last night, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe wind just a little, coming and going a little. Last night was just a solid, gust, it seemed like. This one's kind of going and coming a little bit, but both teams have hit the ball hard so far. Greenwood hit 2 deep fly balls in the top of the first, but South Warren with good defense corralled both those for outs and got out of the top of the first without giving up a run, which was big because last night there was only, there was a fist right off about an inch above her hands. Last night, South Warren had a really challenging time retiring the first hitter of every inning. In fact, only 1 inning out of 7 they retired the first batter of that inning. So much better start for South Warren tonight, and we'll go into the top of the second with South Warren ahead 1-0.
We'll keep it right here, Steve, since we had video. We started a couple of minutes early tonight, which is just fine. Steve, let's look back to that game last night. That was as wild of a game as we've covered this year.
They were dropping the hammer last night. I would say throwing the lumber on it, but, of course, we have aluminum bats, so throwing the metal on it. And, every 6 of those 7 home runs, you knew the second it left the bat, it was gone. And one of them seemed to catch that jet stream that was blowing about 30 feet off the ground and took it right out over right center field. And we thought it was going to catch the fence, but it cleared. But the other 6, man, they were what you call a no-doubter. They make a special sound coming off that bat, and every one of them did.
So, again, we're about ready to start the top of the second inning. South Warren with a 1-0 lead. We had 7 home runs last night, Steve, all 7, no doubt about it. They were bombs.
Watch this game be 1-0.
Yeah, yeah. Kendall Willingham, one of the seniors, she started last night. Courtney Norwood came on in relief, and then Kendall Willingham came back and finished the game.
You're glad to see her back on the bump tonight, get back on that horse, after a rough outing last night, and get right back out there and get your stuff going. And she has pitched well so far. Greenwood has had a couple of hard-hit balls, but defense for South Warren got them out of it.
One of those that Steve was referring to in the top of the first was a fly ball to the warning track by Callie Huff, and it's not a surprise that Callie Huff has that kind of power.
Hitter.
So here we are in the top of the second, South Warren with an early run, and I'm going to be honest, I might, and nice effort by McLean Hudson.
Just about gloved it on the run.
But that is a base hit for Abigail Bird. I'm going to double check here. What did McLean Hudson do at leading off batting?
Struck out.
Okay. Well, she struck out, and that's a shock because, Steve, in the last 4 games, she has homered 6 times, including 2 last night, a 3-run homer and a 2-run homer. And, Steve, that 3-run homer, not only did that go over the left field fence into the wind, it left the park in about 0.8 of a second.
Yeah, they caught it over at Rich Pond Market.
Yeah.
Well, in the bottom of the first, she squared the bunt with 2 strikes, and then, as expected, came back out to swing. And it's just awful hard to square and then get your body reset for a full swing. And she was just late coming around on it and struck out.
Mike Cleff and Steve Sanders with the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network, courtesy of Prep Spin. Again, as Steve mentioned, a big thanks to William Warfield. He talked us through the audio issues we were having. Not the itches, the issues.
It seemed like an itch.
Yeah, we couldn't scratch it.
Nice pitch right there.
Yep, that was.
Up and away.
Mm-hmm. So, Steve, we've seen these two teams earlier this season at Greenwood. Besides South Warren winning, what do you remember about that game?
Well, it started out fairly even, and then, South just exploded.
Mm-hmm.
And that wasn't, that wasn't a 7-home run game by any stretch, but South Warren just put together hit after hit and, just really laid it on that night.
If I recall, they scored 7 runs in the top of the 6th to put it away.
Right.
And so here we are. South Warren comes in with a season record of 20-4. We'll get you up to speed on the Lady Gators. Lady Gators, South Warren starts 4 seniors, and that's a good pitch.
Yep,
good pitch by Kendall Willingham. Kendall is one of the 4 South Warren seniors. All of them start. Avery Skaggs starts in left field. Kendall Willingham is on the bump. Kate Walker is at first base, and Hope White is in right field. South Warren has a lot of talented young players, but if you think South Warren's a young team, Greenwood's even younger.
Yeah, they are.
And case in point, the batter right now Molly Spidell, who's an 8th grader. And again, this is a setting, Steve. This says a lot about Coach Reynolds. Sending Kendall back out there after last night, and I think that at the same time, you have to give credit to Logan County. I mean, they
pounded the ball.
They did. That's going to go out of play. Kate Walker makes a run over for it, but it goes out of play. Let's catch you up to Greenwood. What's been happening with them? Of course, Rodney Bush is in his first season as the head coach. He replaced Taylor Proctor, who's now an assistant on the South Warren coaching staff. Taylor returned to her alma mater. She was a catcher for the Lady Spartans, and then she finished her collegiate career at WKU, and that's popped up to second, and that's Briley Pruitt gloving it for the out, so there's 2 outs. We'll get you up to speed here. So at bat for the Lady Gators, I believe this is Macy Murray. Her dad is the John Skaggs version at Greenwood. Does a great job along with John. And Macy is the younger sister. Of Caden Murray, who's one of the seniors, very few seniors for the Lady Gators. Again, the sun has popped out a little bit, but it's overcast. But I'll wait for Steve to put his headset on. I don't know about you. The weather feels more like March 2nd than May 2nd.
Yeah, it's definitely whatever, blackberry, blueberry, raspberry, winter, whatever it is. Dogwood.
Greenwood comes in with a season record of 12-8. South Warren is 20-4. Now, South Warren, as we mentioned, they defeated Greenwood on April 18th.
About 2 weeks ago.
I think it was 2 weeks ago from today, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. And it was a 16-2 final, but again, South Warren scored 7 runs in the top of the 6th. Since then, Greenwood has won 4 of their past 6 games. They've defeated Bowling Green. They defeated Assumption, lost to Madisonville North Hopkins, defeated Warren Central, lost to Butler County, and then last night they defeated Russellville by a final of 11-0. So The Lady Gators come in 12-8. The Lady Spartans are 20-4. South Warren with a 1-0 lead here in the top of the second. Mike Clef, Steve Sanders.
Real battle going on with this at bat.
Mm-hmm. And that one is a ball, and so good at bat for Macy Murray.
Yep.
First and second, 2 outs. And this is Cadence Wolf, a freshman.
We'll get a courtesy runner from Murray.
That looks like, Steve, I believe that's Macy Manners. Mike Clef, Steve Sanders with the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network, courtesy of Prep Spin. Our early version of the live stream had video, no audio. Now we have both. And we have Steve on the headsets as well, and we're thrilled to have him on here.
I'd like to reach out to my millions and millions of fans out there who have missed me the last couple games.
We have missed you, Steve, yeah.
Might cut my feed, I'm sure. Blamed it on the mixer, but Mr. Warfield will bail me out.
Yeah. Count is 1-1 on Macy, or on Cadence Wolf. Macy Manners is the courtesy runner at first. Abigail Bird is at second. So you have a sophomore on second. You have an 8th grader on first base. And you have a freshman at bat. You see where I'm going on this,
Yeah.
Steve? Kendall Willingham was one of the 4 Lady Spartans that was honored after the game last night, after the varsity game and before the junior varsity game. She wears number 4. Her dad is an occasional visitor to the press box and a delightful man. Good pitch there by Willingham, and it's 2-2. Again, South Warren going with their same lineup that they had last night for the most part. Kinley Russell and Briley Pruitt switch spots. Tonight, Russell, as she takes that strike 3 for the 3rd out of the inning. We'll run down the lineups here coming back from the break. But right now, after an inning and a half, it's South Warren 1, Greenwood nothing. We'll take a break. You are watching Lady Spartans and Lady Gators softball on the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Kids deserve the space to grow, to play, to explore. And if they get sick or hurt, they deserve a hospital devoted to them. This is our promise, the most advanced care possible, with doctors, nurses, therapists, and surgeons who specialize in getting kids back to simply being kids again. We are UK Healthcare's Kentucky Children's Hospital. And for us, the power of advanced medicine is more than saving lives. It's saving lifetimes.
Don't forget to pack 5 pairs of clean underwear.
Okay, Mom.
What's wrong with these? I think we're gonna need a bigger suitcase.
This is a Mingy moment.
I can't.
Have some Mingy.
This is a Mingy moment.
Girls like you aren't runners, they said. Well, I wasn't.
Let's go ahead and get some pictures of that knee, okay?
6 months, down the drain. Give up
Keep the rhythm going.
or
Perfect.
get up.
Looks good. Good, we're gonna take it up.
Who's not a runner now? I am proof of the power of advanced medicine.
Welcome back to South Warren High School. Mike Clef, Steve Sanders with the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network, courtesy of Prep Spin. Bottom of the second underway. Briley Pruitt is the batter. How about you, Steve? She might not be the headline player for South Warren, but Briley Pruitt's a solid player.
Yep.
She'll be followed by Kaylee Wilson. Then Avery Skaggs, if anyone gets on. Kendall Willingham, who's the pitcher tonight. They'll go back to the top of the order. And it'll be Officer McLean Hudson. And that one is inside, and that's a leadoff walk for Briley Pruitt. So a good start to the inning for the Lady Spartans. And here's Kaylee Wilson. And Wilson takes a strike to start her at bat. Briley Pruitt has a younger sister on the team, Keegan Pruitt. She was a courtesy runner in last night's game. And that's the bunt by Wilson. And that advances Briley Pruitt.
Bunt right there.
That was good.
Good execution.
And the batter now, Avery Skaggs. As is normally the case, Avery is starting tonight in left field for Coach Reynolds. Right-handed hitter. Wears number 1. And she takes called strike. Many thanks to our umpiring crew tonight, the one behind home plate and the one in the field. Stephen kind of blocked off here. It looks like he's standing slightly behind and to the right of the shortstop.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That one is lined to right, but right at the right fielder who catches it. Nice catch there. By Savannah White. And that will bring up McLean Hudson. She struck out to lead off the bottom of the first. In her last 4 games, she has hit 6 home runs, including 2 last night. And that one is deep to center. That might be gone.
There,
yep.
Mike.
You say 7, Steve. Yep. Once again, Officer McLean Hudson.
I'm not sure if you just don't intentional walk her.
Oh. And Steve.
I hate that.
Whew.
I'd hate it makes for a boring game, but she's on a streak not seen at all this year by us. I mean, that's 3 home runs in 2 games, 3 home runs in 24 hours.
And Steve, 2 of them have been to center.
That may have been the longest one yet. I saw it land out there. It was a good 25, 30 feet beyond the trees back there. So that was huge.
Would you walk her from now on?
You know, if there was anybody on base, I would.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, it's one thing to give up a solo shot, but it's another to give up a multi-run shot. Last night she had a 3-run home run.
And then last night, Steve, she drew 1 walk where it was an intentional walk. The other time, they just
I have to
waved
say,
her to first base.
I hate to see intentional walks, but I understand the purpose of them.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm the person facing her, I'm okay with it. She's in a zone. I'm in a zone a lot too, but that's like sleep, unconscious. She's in the home run zone.
You know, Steve, she's had 7 home runs in the last 5 games, 4+ games. A lot of players would be thrilled to have 7 home runs in an entire season.
You know, it's interesting. Ogden's following her in the lineup, and that may be to try to force him to pitch a little bit because Ogden's got big power all to herself, you know.
That one is to right field.
That's going to be
Caught.
caught. Yep.
Steve mentioned her power, and she homered last night as well. But a good bottom of the second for South Warren. McLean Hudson with a home run. And after 2 innings, South Warren leads Greenwood 3-0. We'll take a break. Steve and I will be back with more Lady Spartans and Lady Gators softball on the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network.
Girls like you aren't runners, they said. Well, I wasn't.
Let's go ahead and get some pictures of that knee, okay?
6 months, down the drain. Give up
Keep the rhythm going.
or
Perfect.
get up.
Looks good. Good, we're gonna take it up.
Who's not a runner now? I am proof of the power of advanced medicine.
Don't forget to pack 5 pairs of clean underwear.
Okay, Mom.
What's wrong with these? I think we're gonna need a bigger suitcase.
This is a Mingy moment.
Welcome back to South Warren High School. The Lady Spartans hosting the Lady Gators of Greenwood. South Warren leading 3-0 as we start the top of the third inning. Bottom of the second, Steve. McLean Hudson, 2-run homer. 7 home runs in the last 5 games, 3 of them the last 2. There's hot and there is scorching hot. And that's McLean Hudson. And, Steve, you think that home run last inning might have been the furthest we've seen?
The longest one we saw. That and the first one she hit last night would have been rivals there.
Good at bat right there for Savannah White. Base hit to lead off the inning. And so this brings up Elsie Kirby, the freshman. Savannah White's a sophomore. You know, Steve, our first game that we carried between these two teams, after we were done and packed the equipment up, we were leaving, had a chance to visit with one of our favorite people who helps out with the softball games. That's Ben Jones, the assistant principal at Drakes Creek Middle School. He's a great guy.
He is.
Yep.
Known him a long time now. Always liked him. Of course, a former coach himself.
Try to remember, he coached football.
Yep.
Did he coach baseball?
I don't remember that.
Okay.
I do remember him coaching football.
Okay. So Greenwood with their leadoff hitter on, Savannah White with a base hit, and Elsie Kirby is at the plate facing Kendall Willingham. 3-0 Lady Spartans. Top of the third. You know, Steve, going into this game, put yourself in Coach Bush's shoes. You're 12-8 with this young of a team. You have to be feeling pretty good about your team if I'm Coach Bush.
You're on the upside.
Yep. McLean Hudson steps on second for the force to throw to first. Did they call that out?
No, she was
safe. I thought she was safe.
She was safe.
Yep. So
But still a great
Yep.
play.
Okay. So Lydia Kirby is now at the plate for Greenwood. Kelly Reynolds is going to go out and talk with I wonder if she's going to ask the umpire if there was interference there.
I don't know.
Anyone that knows Kelly, she's very competitive, but she's not going to show up an umpire. You know, she's just going to say, explain the call. They're communicating. Looks like Kelly's gesturing to her face or something, if maybe. Anyway, I like this. Good dialogue between Coach Reynolds and the umpire. Again, the runner was called out at second. The runner safe at first. Good play by Hudson. It was a good play.
One more second, she'd have had a double play on it.
And we go back to play resuming. And Lydia Kirby, she is one of the Greenwood seniors. That's a good at bat there, and that's a base hit. Great effort by Briley Pruitt, but just past her diving glove. It's first and second. You know, Steve, Greenwood's making some pretty good contact here the first 3 innings. They just haven't been able to get a runner across home plate.
You know, they don't usually hit for as much power as South, but, you know, they're doing a good job of, like you say, hitting the ball where they ain't. And, you know, South did a good job on that one of getting it back in. Almost got the runner off the base at second.
Well, this batter now for Greenwood, no doubt, is their best power hitter, Callie Huff. And she took one to the warning track in left field, her first at bat. That one's in the dirt. Both runners advance. That's big, Steve, because now the double play threat is eliminated. Callie Huff, a freshman.
I sure wouldn't give her anything to hit, though, with first base open, even though there's just one out.
Callie Huff asked for time. Of course, we're familiar with, we talked about this, her brother Chaz, who is on the Greenwood baseball team and also on the basketball team. He can shoot that ball. Yeah. So it's outside 2-0. Tell you what, Steve, Kendall Willingham might unintentionally, intentionally walk her here now, being 2-0.
I wouldn't give her anything to hit.
Yep. That one gets away, but a good stop there by Kinley Russell. And see what happens here. Second and third, one out for the Lady Gators. 3-0 count on Callie Huff. Abigail Bird is on deck. And that's a walk.
I think that was the intent.
Yep.
Unless they could get her to chase something out of the strike zone.
Yep. Tell you what, Steve, this batter for Greenwood, we've seen her pitch, seen her play first base. She's a good player, Abigail Bird for the Lady Gators. She's a good ball player. Steps in, she wants time. Three 3-0. South Warren leading in the top of the third, but the Lady Gators are threatening. The base is loaded with one out. I'll ask John Skaggs in a moment, but there were some nice pictures from senior night on social media, and I'm guessing that Marlo Hazard took those. There were nice pictures of the 4 South Warren seniors. Marlo Hazard, of course, the principal at Warren Elementary, and he's a photographer on the side for both our school district and the Sporting Times. That one is outside. And Abigail Bird's in a good spot here, Steve. 2-1 with the bases loaded, one out. That one's outside. Steve, is there any way in the world she would be swinging on this pitch? 3-1, bases loaded.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think so. At least make her put another strike on you.
Yeah.
She seems to be a little disheveled right now.
Yeah. Ball 4. That's a run. Greenwood is on the scoreboard. You know, that's good plate discipline by Abigail Bird, too. And now the designated player, Kate Rippey, is up.
Certainly a difference in how each team manufactures runs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, unique to each team's personalities and players.
Ogden and Walker are in at the corners.
We're seeing ground ball in the infield. They're going to come home for the force.
Hudson and Pruitt are at medium depth at second and shortstop. Steve's right, though. Anyone that's gloved by the infielders, they're going to come home with it. That one's a called strike. It's 0-2. Uh-oh, that's trouble. That's a lot of trouble. That is a grand slam. Kate Rippey. And she lived up to her name, Steve, because she ripped it.
That was a tree shot. It hit the second tree from the right.
Oh, and her teammates are excited, and rightfully so.
First grand slam we've seen of this season.
Yep. Boy, I'll tell you what, Steve. It doesn't matter what way the wind is blowing. The ball is just jumping out of here the last two nights. I mean, whew. And Kelly Reynolds is out here to talk to the home plate umpire. What do you think that's about, Steve? Any idea?
I wonder if she's saying she stepped out of the box when she hit it.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And I think, yep, she's going to go down and talk to the first base umpire.
Man, if he saw something, that would be massive.
Oh, yeah.
It'd take a lot to overturn a call.
John, you have any idea what this is about? Yeah, I don't either. Yeah. It would take a lot, wouldn't it, Steve? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to be 100% certain that what you saw.
Well, I'll say it again, though, Steve. Okay.
They're gonna let it stay.
Grand slam. I mean, what have we had now? 9 home runs the last 2 nights?
Yeah.
And none of them have been, I mean, they've all been legit.
Kelly's a little upset about it.
Yep. You know, and one thing, you and I know Kelly well. I mean, just a wonderful person, class act, even keeled. But she can
may feel certain about what she saw.
Yep. She's a competitor.
Well, from where we see, it's hard sometimes to see, especially with stepping in front of them.
She'll stand up for her team. And that was a called strike. And she does not argue with umpires very much. It's rare. I mean, she's got a case usually, but it was something. And you're right, Steve. She might have been asking if she stepped out of the box or something. But my goodness, Kate Rippey.
You know, if you step out of the box during that swing.
Oh. Okay. That her teammates made contact with her before she crossed home? Okay. Okay. The batter is Molly Spidell. Whew. Wow. How this game has changed. 5-3 Greenwood.
So much for my 1-0, right?
Yeah. Oh. What a huge confidence boost for Greenwood.
Yeah.
Really big confidence boost. And, Steve, you know what we've seen with Greenwood earlier, they get runners on base. It was getting them home a lot of times. That was their bugaboo. Not so tonight. That's fouled back.
Willingham seems to be laboring out there. It's
Yep.
taking a long time between pitches.
Yeah.
She's going deep into the counts a lot.
Obviously, Steve, these two teams more than likely will see each other in the 14th District Tournament, which will be held at Warren Central. It's a full count. Base is empty, 1 out. Kate Rippey with the grand slam. It's 5-3 Lady Gators. That one's a shot to right field over Hope White's head. And Molly Spidell's going to hold up at first base. Good job by White getting the ball back in quickly. Steve, I just can't get over. I mean, the ball is just jumping off the bats here tonight and last night. That brings up Macy Murray. South Warren scored in the bottom of the first to take a 1-0 lead. McLean Hudson hit a 2-run homer in the bottom of the second to give the Lady Spartans a 3-0 lead. Greenwood has answered with 5 runs in the top of the third, 4 of them coming on a grand slam by Kate Rippey, the freshman. And as Steve Sanders described it, it was a tree shot. It landed on a tree past the center field fence. Adam Hatcher is here tonight, the Greenwood athletic director, Greenwood principal, former athletic director at Greenwood High School, and another guy that Steve and I know well, good guy. Saw Jeffrey Ashby earlier tonight, the athletic director at South Warren. Appreciate his hospitality. Macy Murray going down to talk with Coach Bush. She's going to step back in. That one's low and outside. She was trying to get Murray to chase one. Didn't happen. Molly Spidell at first base, 1 out. 5-3, Lady Gators leading the Lady Spartans. We hit 23 runs scored last night. Steve, what do you think? Could we surpass that tonight?
I don't know. We might.
That's deep. That's trouble. That's going to go to the fence. White gets it back in. Nice job keeping the runners at second and third. Tell you what, Steve, if Hope White had a Fitbit, she'd be racking up a lot of yards and miles on it.
I wonder how long Coach Reynolds is going to be able to go hang with Willingham here. She doesn't want Greenwood to get too far ahead. 1 out, runners on second and third.
They got a courtesy runner, Steve, and it looks like it's Macy Manners in there again. That's a good question. Last night, she brought in the 8th grader, Courtney Norwood. And you're right, Steve. Kendall, we've seen her pitch very well in 2 games, and the last couple of nights, it's not the Kendall Willingham that we're used to seeing.
Started out better tonight, but
yeah.
Greenwood is seeing the ball well. And
I want to congratulate both of these programs, Steve. After they played 2 weeks ago, South Warren and Greenwood played their first ever freshman game. That's how strong and thriving these 2 softball programs are. The numbers are so good, they now have freshman teams. That's a great news to pass along. Congrats to both Coach Reynolds, her staff, and to Coach Bush and his staff. That one's inside, 3-0. And Cadence Wolf is one ball away from loading the bases here. She takes that one, 3-1. (5-3), Greenwood leading. They have runners on second and third with one out. That one's low, and the bases are loaded. Boy, and Steve, you can hear that Greenwood dugout. They're feeding off this. They're very energetic and very lively in that visitor's dugout. This brings up Savannah White, the right fielder. Let's see what happens here. Coach Reynolds comes out for a chat. What do you think, Steve?
Just trying to settle her down.
Yeah. These two teams played 2 weeks ago. South Warren defeated the Lady Gators 16-2 in 6 innings. Obviously, it's a much different story tonight. South Warren entered this game with a season record of 20-4. Greenwood started the night with a record of 12-8. Want to thank our sponsors, Med Center Health, UK Healthcare, and Mingy Beef Jerky. And we're ready to resume action as Kendall Willingham on the bump for South Warren will be facing Savannah White. Any chance Greenwood bunts here, Steve?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. Hard to execute with. You know, when you got to force it home.
Yeah. That one's fouled out of play. I want to thank the outstanding hospitality extended by South Warren High School, led by Principal Jenny Hester, Athletic Director Jeffrey Ashby. That pitch is outside, 1-1. This complex, starting tomorrow, will be hosting the Mid-South Conference softball tournament. It'll run through Sunday. One of the teams in the Mid-South Conference, Campbellsville University, and one of their softball players is Emily Reynolds, a former standout at South Warren High School, and the daughter of Kelly and Jason Reynolds. Of course, Kelly, the head coach. It's 1-2. And in a big understatement, Kendall Willingham could really use a strikeout here. Elsie Kirby in the on-deck circle for the Lady Gators. That one's outside. Hoping that Savannah White would bite on that. She didn't, and it's a 2-2 count. We've had 2 home runs tonight, one by each team. McLean Hudson for South Warren. Kate Rippey, a grand slam for Greenwood. Greenwood's not done yet. They've loaded the bases. 1 out. They've already scored 5 runs in this inning to take a 5-3 lead. That one's fouled out of play. We had 7 home runs last night, 4 by Logan County, 3 by South Warren. Layla Ogden homered for the Lady Spartans last night. Hudson homered twice. So in this softball complex, in the last 9 innings, she has hit 3 home runs. And in the prior 3 games, she homered 4 times. That's sensational. Okay, 3-2, 1 out, 5-3 Greenwood. Outside ball 4. That was a great at-bat by Savannah White, Steve.
Yeah.
Great discipline, RBI, 6'3". Elsie Kirby is now at the plate. It's 6-3. Greenwood has scored all 6 of their runs in this top of the third, and they still have the bases loaded, and there's still just 1 out. Good fastball by Kendall Willingham. Defensively for South Warren, Kinley Russell's the catcher. That one's high and outside. Layla Ogden is at third base. McLean Hudson at short. Briley Pruitt at second. Katie Walker is at first. Avery Skaggs in left field. Jenna Lindsay in center. And Hope White is in right field. Hope White has had a very busy evening so far out in right field. She's played well defensively. She has really done a great job of getting some long line drives and fly balls back to the infield and keeping Greenwood from getting that extra base. It's a 2-1 count. Bases loaded, 1 out. That's high. Steve, from my vantage point, I can't see if there's anyone warming up in the bullpen for South Warren. Again, last night, Courtney Norwood was brought up to pitch for Kendall. She has thrown a lot of pitches in 2 1/3 innings.
Just this inning, especially.
Yeah. That's fouled back. It's a full count. One thing you got to give Kendall Willingham a lot of credit for, she will always battle. She is a hard-nosed competitor. So Elsie Kirby has a full count with 1 out facing Kendall Willingham. That one's popped up. It's out of play. Players on these teams know each other very well. As we mentioned, one of the assistant coaches for South Warren, Taylor Proctor, who's been a softball fixture as both a player and coach in Warren County for several years. That one is popped up in the infield. Hudson will have a play. Yep, that's a big out.
Well, they called infield fly.
Yep, they did. But Taylor Proctor was the head coach at Greenwood last year. So Lydia Kirby is now at the plate for Greenwood. Callie Huff is in the on-deck circle. If you're Greenwood, this top of the third has been a blast and been a very fast half inning. If you're South Warren, this top of the third seems like an eternity. It started with South Warren leading 3-0, but Greenwood has scored 6 runs. And they have the bases loaded with 2 outs. That was a ground ball to Ogden. She picks it up, steps on third. Good recovery. And that ends the top of the third. But Greenwood gets 6 runs, 4 of them coming on a grand slam by Kate Rippey. And after 2.5, it's Greenwood 6, South Warren 3. You are watching Lady Spartans and Lady Gators softball on the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network, courtesy of Prep Spin. We'll be right back.
Don't forget to pack 5 pairs of clean underwear.
Okay, Mom.
What's wrong with these? I think we're gonna need a bigger suitcase.
This is a Mingy moment.
I can't.
Have some Mingy.
This is a Mingy moment.
Kids deserve the space to grow, to play, to explore. And if they get sick or hurt, they deserve a hospital devoted to them. This is our promise, the most advanced care possible, with doctors, nurses, therapists, and surgeons who specialize in getting kids back to simply being kids again. We are UK Healthcare's Kentucky Children's Hospital. And for us, the power of advanced medicine is more than saving lives. It's saving lifetimes.
Girls like you aren't runners, they said. Well, I wasn't.
Let's go ahead and get some pictures of that knee, okay?
6 months, down the drain. Give up
Keep the rhythm going.
or
Perfect.
get up.
Looks good. Good, we're gonna take it up.
Who's not a runner now? I am proof of the power of advanced medicine.
Welcome back to South Warren High School. Bottom of the third underway. Jenna Lindsay leading off the inning. 2-0 count on Lindsay. Now 2-1. Greenwood is leading 6-3 as we start this bottom of the third. The Lady Gators scoring 6 runs in the top of the third to erase a 3-run deficit and take a 3-run lead. 4 of them coming on a grand slam over the center field fence by Kate Rippey. McLean Hudson has hit a 2-run home run in this game for South Warren in the bottom of the second. Jenna Lindsay, the sophomore center fielder for the Lady Spartans. And it's safe to say that Jenna Lindsay does not believe in superstitions, considering that she wears number 13. It's a 3-2 count. That's a ground ball base hit. Good at bat for Jenna Lindsay. And they have the leadoff hitter on. Here comes Katie Walker. So Jenna Lindsay will be wanting to get a good lead off first with Katie Walker at the plate. And that one is outside. That one's a strike. It's a 1-1 count. Mike Cleft, Steve Sanders with the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network, courtesy of Prep Spin. Big cut there by Katie Walker, but it's a swing and a miss, and it's a 1-2 count. Grayson Nealon, who pitched in the game we brought you 2 weeks ago. You want to talk about durability. She went the distance. She threw 180 pitches in that game. Grayson's also on the Lady Gators basketball team. That one's outside. It's a full count. And Walker, a good cut there, but it goes out of play. Head coach Kelly Reynolds in her customary third base coaching box when the Lady Spartans are batting. Kat Smith coaching at first base, as she normally does for the Lady Spartans. There's a base hit to left. Nice at bat there by Katie Walker. And here come the Lady Spartans, first and second, nobody out. Kinley Russell at the plate.
She had a hard hit ball last night.
She did. The one, the right field that was caught. Oh, yeah, that was a laser.
Man, it was a hard hit ball.
Yeah. She's playing catcher tonight. Last night she played both second base and catcher. Her and Briley Pruitt switched positions defensively. So it's Jenna Lindsay at second. She led off the inning with a single to center. Katie Walker followed with a single to left. That brings up Kinley Russell. And it's now an even count at 1-1. 6-3. Greenwood leading South Warren in the bottom of the third. But the Lady Spartans have their first two runners on with nobody out. I believe that one's a little bit low. Hope White is in the on-deck circle for the Lady Spartans. That one's outside. It's 3-1. That's a line drive base hit. They're going to send, yep. Throw home. Jenna Lindsay slides home safely. 6-4. First and second. Nobody out. Here come the Lady Spartans, Steve. And that brings up Hope White. Katie Walker is on second. Kinley Russell is on first. 3 consecutive singles for the Lady Spartans, and they have a run in the inning. Hope White, who has had a very busy night defensively in right field. It's now 2-0. Runners at second and third as Kinley Russell scores. That's a double by Kaylee Wilson. Nice piece of hitting, Steve. 6-5. And here's Avery Skaggs. She's got a chance to tie this game up for the Lady Spartans or even give South Warren the lead.
If she gets on base, you know who's up next. And that would be with the bases loaded, so nowhere to put her.
Yeah. Skaggs hits one to center, but it's right at Callie Huff. And that ends the inning, but 2 runs for South Warren. And after 3, it's Greenwood 6, South Warren 5. We're going to take a quick time out. You are watching Lady Gators and Lady Spartan softball on the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Girls like you aren't runners, they said. Well, I wasn't.
Let's go ahead and get some pictures of that knee, okay?
6 months, down the drain. Give up.
Keep the rhythm going.
Or
Perfect.
get up.
Looks good. Good, we're going to take it up.
Who's not a runner now? I am proof of the power of advanced medicine.
Kids deserve the space to grow, to play, to explore. And if they get sick or hurt, they deserve a hospital devoted to them. This is our promise, the most advanced care possible, with doctors, nurses, therapists, and surgeons who specialize in getting kids back to simply being kids again. We are UK Healthcare's Kentucky Children's Hospital. And for us, the power of advanced medicine is more than saving lives. It's saving lifetimes.
Don't forget to pack 5 pairs of clean underwear.
Okay, Mom.
What's wrong with these? I think we're gonna need a bigger suitcase.
This is a Mingy moment.
Have some Mingy.
This is a Mingy moment.
Welcome back to South Warren High School. The Lady Spartans have a new pitcher on the mound. We've seen her pitch earlier this season, Layla Ogden. She moves over from third base to pitch, and Kaylee Wilson is now playing third base for the Lady Spartans. And again, Steve, I want to give credit to Kendall Willingham. Kendall would be the first one to tell you that it wasn't her best night of pitching, but she did compete. She battled, and you got to give her a lot of credit for that.
Well, but you also have to,
yep.
You know, another reason you give her credit, both last night and tonight were against teams with winning records.
Exactly.
Neither team's a slouch. This Greenwood team, you know, has moments of really hitting the ball well, and you know, in that third inning they hit the ball well. They were patient at the plate. Kendall struggled a little bit with control, and you know, they were more than happy to let her make those pitches.
As Steve mentioned, Logan County, both teams. Logan County is 13-9 on the season. That is lifted. Where's that going, Steve?
Oh, she almost had a play on it. Hudson almost had a play.
Was it Hudson? Wow.
From shortstop.
Wow.
To the fence.
Boy, she covered a lot of ground there, didn't she?
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, I could do it, but not many people could.
Yeah. Greenwood comes into tonight's game of the season record of 12-8. So as Steve alluded to, Kendall Willingham was facing two solid teams. It was, you know, you're talking two of the more solid teams in South Central Kentucky.
Man, if she'd have made that catch right
wow.
there, that'd have been a pro. Been the catch of the year. We've seen a couple good ones this year, but.
Mm-hmm. So we saw Layla Ogden pitch earlier this season against Davis County. It was a double-digit strikeout performance. That is a shot. That's trouble. Off against the fence. Callie Huff goes in with a double. Steve, that didn't miss a home run by much, did it?
About 2 or 3 feet from the top of the fence.
Steve, we had 23 runs scored last night. If someone told me they were going to surpass that run total tonight, I would have said no way. But right now, guess what? We're on pace to pass that. And Abigail Bird is at the plate. Ogden, in her first inning of work on the bump, she moves over from third base. Kaylee Wilson is now at third base for South Warren. Wow, I can't believe McLean Hudson nearly caught that foul ball, Steve. I was blocked off from there. Wow.
She had a glove on it.
Uh-huh.
She was just moving so fast.
Mm-hmm.
She was trying to backhand it.
Ogden is a freshman. She homered last night against the Lady Cougars of Logan County.
She got some zip in those pitches right there.
Yes, she does. That one is lined foul to the left side. Abigail Bird playing first base tonight for the Lady Gators and Coach Bush. (6-5). Greenwood leading South Warren here in the top of the fourth. Callie Huff has led off with a double off the left field fence. That was what, maybe a foot, Steve, from clearing the fence for a home run?
Yep. Into the wind.
Into the wind, yeah. Abigail Bird is the hitter right now, and she has a 2-2 count against Layla Ogden. Good pitch. Nice pitch by Layla Ogden. Abigail Bird knew it. You just have to salute the pitcher sometimes.
You know, we've talked about in the past, Mike, you get up 2 strikes and then you start pitching away, and first thing you know, you give up those 2 strikes and put a player on base. But, man, Ogden came right at her.
Yep.
Right there. Like to see that. You know, you can give them one to chase, but then come right back at them.
1 out now. And the hitter is Kate Rippey, and we know what she did last time she was up, Steve.
She ripped one.
Yeah. Did you say it landed in one of the trees, Steve?
Yeah, it hit a tree out there.
And Rippey had a good cut at it, but a good fastball by Ogden. It's 1-1. Callie Huff at second base. She led off with a double. Greenwood has scored all 6 of their runs in the top of the third. South Warren has a run in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third. Rippey fouls one back. It's 1-2. I don't know about you, Steve. The entertainment value tonight and last night, it's been as good as it gets.
Yep.
Only thing I'd say,
especially because I'm on the headset.
You're on the headset.
A lot more entertainment value tonight.
Okay. No, we're glad to have you on the headset, Steve. Very glad. That one gets away. Callie Huff goes down to third.
It's all right if you're South Warren. You focus on the hitter.
Yep.
Get the hitter.
The way this game is going, you would gladly exchange an out for a run. Don't get me wrong, you'd love to get the strikeout, but I think the way this is going, South Warren is more than capable of scoring 2 runs before this game's over. Wow, what a changeup.
Wow. What an off-speed pitch.
I think Kate Rippey
changed sports to slow pitch right there. Thing dropped down in there.
I think Kate Rippey watched what happened with Abigail Bird when Ogden threw that fastball for a called strike 3, and I think Rippey was looking for that, and wow, what a changeup.
Swung for dear life.
What's that called, an ephus pitch?
If you say so.
Yep.
It just looked like a good pitch to me.
Yep. So it's 2 outs. Big strikeout for Ogden. Huff is at third.
South Warren could get out of this without allowing a run after that leadoff double. That could be big.
It's a ground ball back to Ogden. Throws over. That's big for South Warren getting out of that.
Yep.
No runs after the leadoff double. We played 3.5. It's Greenwood 6, South Warren 5. We'll have more Lady Spartans Later Gators softball after this quick timeout.
I can't.
Have some Mingy.
This is a Mingy moment.
Girls like you aren't runners, they said. Well, I wasn't.
Let's go ahead and get some pictures of that knee, okay?
6 months, down the drain. Give up?
Keep the rhythm going. Perfect.
Or get up.
Looks good. Good, we're gonna take it up.
Who's not a runner now? I am proof of the power of advanced medicine.
Welcome back to South Warren High School, and I think, Steve, we might go down another filter here, get that adjusted, see how this looks. There we go. There we go, Steve. All right, Steve, you get one guess who's leading off this bottom of the fourth for South Warren.
Let's see if she bunts it here. She hadn't butted in several at-bats, but no outs, nobody on. Let's see if Greenwood thinks she's going to bunt. Third baseman's going to hedge her bets against it.
Of course, we're talking about McLean Hudson.
Yeah, Abigail Bird's going to take a couple of steps in.
6-5, Greenwood leads as we start the bottom of the fourth. McLean Hudson hit a 2-run homer at the bottom of the second. She's hit 7 home runs in her last 5 games, including 3 in the last 2. She hit 2 home runs here last night, drove in 5 runs. She takes first pitch for a ball.
I would be shocked if she gets anything to hit.
There's the bunt, Steve, and it's a good one.
Look at that.
Yep. You can't, I mean, what can you do if you're the third baseman, Steve? You can't do, all you can do is just eat the ball.
I call that one like a
you called it, yep.
lottery numbers.
Yeah.
Hudson on first, and then you got to face Ogden.
And I'll tell you, the best thing Lydia Kirby did there, Steve, is she didn't try to rush a throw to first.
Ball.
Yeah.
Don't, she did all she could. Don't give up a double.
Ogden, who's now the pitcher for the Lady Spartans. There goes Hudson, stealing second. She's safe. So it's...
She's got a little pep in her step out there.
Yeah. Ogden homered last night.
We talked about this in between innings with the folks up in the press box. South Warren managed to hold Greenwood to no runs after that 6-run third. Being, if South Warren can shift that momentum back to them, it could be a crucial point in the game.
We've talked about McLean Hudson's family a lot. Her parents are delightful people.
Her uncle's here tonight.
Uncle is here. Okay, Travis. Of course, the head volleyball coach at WKU and one of the best college coaches I've ever been around. Her cousin Drew was on the South Warren boys basketball team. What a great first-year job by Carlos Corals as Ogden fouls that one back. Drew is going to Ohio State to play for the men's volleyball team.
Yep.
So Ogden will step in with a 2-1 count. That one's lifted into right field. Shallow right field. It's caught. Hudson thought about tagging, but stays at second. We have one out.
What we can't get lost in right now, Greenwood's still up 6-5.
Yeah.
Despite not scoring in the top of the fourth, they still have the lead.
I'll tell you, again, Steve, if I'm Coach Bush, I'm thrilled because through this halfway point of this game, what a huge confidence boost for this young Lady Gators team.
Just like Huff got that leadoff double in the top of the fourth.
Yep.
And then South held them. Hudson has a leadoff single and then stolen base, but on second nonetheless.
I'll confirm this, but I believe these will be your two top seeds going into the 14th District Tournament, which will be held at Warren Central. That one's outside. It's 2-0. Jenna Lindsay had a base hit the last time she was up. I think it's too early in this game to be bunting to sacrifice Steve. McLean Hudson obviously was bunting for a hit.
Yeah, with one out.
Yeah. That's a strike, 2-1. McLean Hudson is the tying run at second base. Jenna Lindsay at the plate with a 2-1 count. It's 6-5. Greenwood leading in the bottom of the fourth inning. That one's low. They throw to third, and they've got Hudson. They've got her. What a nice throw by the catcher, Macy Murray, Steve. Coach Reynolds has complete faith in McLean Hudson on the base pass. She got a good jump, but, boy, Macy Murray, the catcher, made a really nice throw. That changes the complexion of this inning, doesn't it?
It does.
Lindsay to right field, right at the right fielder, Savannah White, and that'll do it.
All right, so we talked, Mike. She had a runner on second, nobody out, and they held them. That's big.
We've played 4 innings. Greenwood leads South Warren 6-5. We'll have more Lady Spartans, Lady Gators softball right after this timeout. You are watching the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network on Prep Spin.
Girls like you aren't runners, they said. Well, I wasn't.
Let's go ahead and get some pictures of that knee, okay?
6 months, down the drain. Give up.
Keep the rhythm going. Perfect.
Or get up.
Looks good. Good, we're gonna take it up.
Who's not a runner now? I am proof of the power of advanced medicine.
Kids deserve the space to grow, to play, to explore. And if they get sick or hurt, they deserve a hospital devoted to them. This is our promise, the most advanced care possible. with doctors, nurses, therapists, and surgeons who specialize in getting kids back to simply being kids again. We are UK Healthcare's Kentucky Children's Hospital. And for us, the power of advanced medicine is more than saving lives. It's saving lifetimes.
I can't.
Have some Mingy.
This is a Mingy moment.
Don't forget to pack 5 pairs of clean underwear.
Okay, Mom.
What's wrong with these? I think we're gonna need a bigger suitcase.
This is a Mingy moment.
Welcome back to South Warren High School. Top of the fifth is underway. The leadoff hitter for Greenwood is Macy Murray, who made a great throw from her catcher position to throw out McLean Hudson in the bottom of the fourth. Lady Gators 6, Lady Spartans 5. Mike Cleft, Steve Sanders with the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network. Steve, your thoughts on this game so far through 4 innings?
Well, it's just been a game of, ups and downs. Greenwood, has been scoreless 3 of the 4 innings, but had a huge inning in the third. South Warren's been fairly consistent, 1 run, 2 run, 2 run, but then they were held scoreless last inning also. So
the big hit in the game, a grand slam by Kate Rippey in the top of the third for the Lady Gators. McLean Hudson has hit a 2-run homer for the home team. Hudson has hit 7 home runs in her last 5 games. And keep in mind, this game is not done yet. She bunted to lead off the bottom of the fourth, stole second, but then was thrown out trying to steal third. That's bounced right back to Ogden. Good play. That's 1 out. The batter now for Greenwood, Cadence Wolf. As you heard John Skaggs announce her name a couple of moments ago. I think that one hit her. Yep, she goes down to first base. She squared to bunt. And the ball hit her, I believe it was on her left leg. This brings up Savannah White. So you got Cadence Wolf at first base to lead off the inning, and she almost got off first base too far, Steve. Steve, I'm just going to give you my feelings on bunting in general, both softball and baseball. If you're bunting for a base hit like McLean Hudson did, fine. I'm just not a big believer in those outs are too precious. Right. I'm not a believer in giving up an out just to advance a runner 1 base.
If you have no outs and a runner on second, I almost could see you advancing that runner to third. And giving up 1 out, but that's a lot different than most of the time you see that bunt happen when you have a runner on first and they just advance him to second. I agree. It's a hard call, but Hudson's very good at it. She's very good at getting herself on base with it.
I'll tell you what, Steve, on the high school softball level, she's as good of a bunter as I've seen in a while. And the throw to second, and we have a stolen base for Cadence Wolf. And get back to Hudson, Steve. She can bunt to all parts of the infield. Not just third. She can bunt down the first base line. And again, she's normally bunting for a base hit. And then her speed, like that base hit before, third baseman couldn't do anything about it, except eat the ball. So, Steve, this, I think, it's a big moment for Greenwood. They've got a runner on second after the stolen base. Savannah White here. With a 1-2 count. Big pitch by Ogden. They have to throw over to first. They throw to third, and she gets in there safely. So it's a runner at third with 2 outs. And Elsie Kirby, the freshman, is now at the plate for the Lady Gators. (6-5) Greenwood, top of the 5th. They have a runner at third with 2 outs. And that one's fouled back. Greenwood has scored all 6 of their runs in the third inning, 4 of them courtesy of a grand slam by Kate Rippey. South Warren has spread their 5 runs out over 3 innings. They've scored once in the first, twice in the second, twice in the third. That's popped to shallow right, and a nice play by Briley Pruitt to end the threat here in the top of the 5th. No runs after 4.5. Greenwood 6, South Warren 5. We'll take a quick break. You are watching Lady Spartans and Lady Gators softball on the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network.
Don't forget to pack 5 pairs of clean underwear.
Okay, Mom.
Steve, show that to John. Oh, he said something? Okay.
What's wrong with these? I think we're going to need a bigger suitcase.
This is a Mingy moment.
Steve, can you show me that again?
Don't forget to pack 5 pairs of clean underwear.
Okay, Mom.
Good for them. That's great.
What's wrong with these? I think we're going to need a bigger suitcase.
This is a Mingy moment.
Girls like you aren't runners, they said. Well, I wasn't.
Let's go ahead and get some pictures of that knee, okay?
6 months, down the drain. Give up
Keep the rhythm going.
or
Perfect.
get up.
Looks good. Good, we're gonna take it up.
Who's not a runner now? I am proof of the power of advanced medicine.
Welcome back to South Warren High School. Katie Walker led off the bottom of the 5th for the Lady Spartans. Flied out to Callie Huff in center field. Lady Gators are leading the Lady Spartans 6-5 with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th inning. Been a very entertaining game. Want to give a shout out to Warren Central softball. They defeated Bowling Green tonight 3-1. It's their first district win since 2017. And we've seen them earlier this season, Steve. They play hard. And, good for them. That's a fly ball to left. It's playable, and it's caught, and there's 2 outs. Couldn't be more thrilled for Warren Central softball. Yep. So, again, the Lady Dragons defeat Bowling Green 3-1. Their first win in district play in 6 years. Count now is 2-0 to Hope White. Congratulations to head coach Chris Hightower of the Lady Dragons and his players. It's now 3-0 on Hope White. 2 outs, the base is empty. Grayson Nealon has gone the distance on the bump for the Lady Gators. That's not a surprise. And Hope White draws a 2-out walk. And that brings up Briley Pruitt. And that one's low and inside. So Briley Pruitt, the sophomore second baseman. She also plays catcher for Coach Reynolds. It's a 2-0 count. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's Greenwood 6, South Warren 5. That's a called strike. It's 2-1 to Briley Pruitt. Hope White is on first base after drawing a 2-out walk. Mike Cleft, Steve Sanders with the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network, courtesy of Prep Spin. That one's popped up to shallow center. Actually stayed in the infield, and it was caught. And that's how the bottom of the 5th ends. After 5 innings, the Lady Gators lead the Lady Spartans 6-5. We'll be back with more softball. You are watching the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network, courtesy of Prep Spin.
Girls like you aren't runners, they said. Well, I wasn't.
Let's go ahead and get some pictures of that knee, okay?
6 months, down the drain. Give up.
Keep the rhythm going. Perfect.
Or get up.
Looks good. Good, we're going to take it up.
Who's not a runner now? I am proof of the power of advanced medicine.
I can't.
Have some Mingy.
This is a Mingy moment.
Don't forget to pack 5 pairs of clean underwear.
Okay, Mom.
What's wrong with these? I think we're gonna need a bigger suitcase.
This is a Mingy moment.
Kids deserve the space to grow, to play, to explore. And if they get sick or hurt, they deserve a hospital devoted to them. This is our promise, the most advanced care possible, with doctors, nurses, therapists, and surgeons who specialize in getting kids back to simply being kids again. We are UK Healthcare's Kentucky Children's Hospital. And for us, the power of advanced medicine is more than saving lives. It's saving lifetimes.
Welcome back to South Warren High School. Mike Cleft, Steve Sanders with the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network. Ground out to short to start the inning. Callie Huff is now at bat for Greenwood. Nearly homered her last at bat, doubling high off the left field fence. She has an 0-1 count. Steve, this has to be a huge confidence boost, no matter how this game turns out from now on. That one's outside. 1-1. Layla Ogden is on the bump for South Warren. She started the game at third base. She took over pitching duties for Kendall Willingham. That's a ground ball, base hit. Callie Huff has a one-out single. Tell you what, Steve, when it's all said and done, Callie Huff's going to have a good career at Greenwood.
Yeah. She's a really good hitter.
Yep.
Plays a good center field.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Steve. If you're Rodney Bush, you want to win this game. But no matter how this turns out, you're thrilled. I mean,
right. I do believe there's no moral victories like this. You win or you lose.
Right. You play to win the game.
But they've competed well.
And again, we have a lot of softball here to play, and it's just a one-run margin. As Abigail Bird is at the plate with one out and Callie Huff at first. That one's high. Kate Rippey is in the on-deck circle, and she's been the star of the game so far. She hit a grand slam in the top of the third over the center field fence. That's a strike, and it's now 1-2. That one's outside. It's 2-2. Greenwood has scored all 6 of their runs in the third inning, 4 of them courtesy of that grand slam by Rippey. South Warren scored 1 in the first. They scored 2 in the second, courtesy of a 2-run homer by McLean Hudson. Scored 2 more runs in the third. And that's a great pitch by Layla Ogden. Called third strike, and it's 2 outs. Tell you what, when she bears down, she has an extra gear in her pitches, doesn't she, Steve? Yeah.
Definitely got some zip in them.
All right, Kate Rippey with Huff at first. Lady Gators leading 6-5. Swing and a miss. Our next live stream will be Friday night. We'll be at Warren East for the Raider Classic Track and Field Meet. You've obviously listened to Steve's insights at our previous 2 track and field meets, and Steve definitely knows his track and field. There's a ground ball deep in the hole to short. Great play. Wow. What a play by McLean Hudson, Steve.
That's
wow.
pro right there.
That is a pro. That's how the top of the
Deep
6th
in
inch.
the
Go
hole
ahead.
at short.
Oh, yeah. She's got an arm, too.
Yeah, but, she didn't overthrow that ball to first.
Nope. No runs in the top of the 6th after 5.5. Greenwood 6, South Warren 5. More softball right after this quick break.
Kids deserve the space to grow, to play, to explore. And if they get sick or hurt, they deserve a hospital devoted to them. This is our promise, the most advanced care possible, with doctors, nurses, therapists, and surgeons who specialize in getting kids back to simply being kids again. We are UK Healthcare's Kentucky Children's Hospital. And for us, the power of advanced medicine is more than saving lives. It's saving lifetimes.
Welcome back to South Warren High School. Mike Clef, Steve Sanders with the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network, courtesy of Press Spin. Steve, to say the least, this has been a good game tonight.
Yep, has been.
Yep.
South Warren still trying to find that elusive run, just like they were last night in the bottom of the 7th, trying to find that run to tie it up.
Katie Wilson leads off the bottom of the 6th. She started the game as the designated player. Then she entered the game defensively at third base when Layla Ogden took over pitching duties. Grayson Nealon As you might expect, still on the bump for Greenwood. 2 weeks ago, she went the distance through 180 pitches. That one's lofted to center field. It's playable. Callie Huff there for the catch. We have one out. So here comes Avery Skaggs. And Steve, I thought your point was really good. You play to win. There's no moral victories. But, you know, Coach Bush has to be awfully proud of his team's performance in this game. That one might drop. That does. Base hit for Avery Skaggs. Good piece of hitting there, and the tying run is on base. And, okay, Steve, what do you do here? McLean Hudson is at the plate. What do you do if you're Grayson Nealon?
You got to be careful walking her because you're going to follow her with Ogden.
Yep. And you'd be putting the go-ahead run on base.
Yep. I
now,
think you got to pitch to her, but I think you got to be careful.
And at first and third, they are playing as if Officer McLean Hudson will be bunting.
I would be shocked if she bunts. Yep. You basically are taking the bat out of the hand of your best hitter.
She bunted for a base hit last time. She showed no signs of squaring around to bunt there, Steve.
I don't think they're going to give her anything to hit. I think they're all going to be up and outside.
And as we've seen, McLean Hudson, she's not your typical freshman, very disciplined, knows the strike zone very well. That's outside. I think you're right, Steve. They're going to try to get her to go fishing, and I don't think she's going to take the bait. 6-5. Greenwood leading South Warren, but South Warren in business here in the bottom of the sixth. Avery Skaggs with a one-out single. She's at first. That one's low, and it's 3-0. Steve, McLean Hudson might be the one player that Coach Reynolds leaves it up to her if she wants to swing 3-0.
Yep.
She might be the one player. And that is outside.
Yeah,
that would fall under the intentional walk, wouldn't it?
Or intentional, but we don't want it to look intentional.
Okay. Now, Steve, Rodney Bush is going out for a meeting on the mound, and I don't think he's making a pitching change. What do you think he's telling the infielders and Grayson Nealon here?
Stay in control of this game. You got a heavy hitter coming up. You know, she got power. Got two runners on base. You know, South Warren needs to maybe pull back, play a little more conservative. You know, when Hudson tried to steal third on that one, you know, you might go, hindsight's 20/20. You know, you might go back and say, hold your ground, see what your hitter does. But
I'm wondering if he's also going over if South Warren tries a double steal, whether you throw it to third or you throw it to second. Both runners with good speed, Skaggs and Hudson. That went outside to Ogden. We obviously know. Go ahead, Steve.
Not holding the runner at second on.
No.
They're giving her plenty of room.
Yep. We obviously know the power that Layla Ogden has. She homered here last night against Logan County. That's a ground ball, and that's off the third baseman's glove, and we're going to have the bases loaded. I'm going to give her a base hit on that one, Steve. That was a hot shot to the third baseman.
Another hindsight's 20/20. It might have gone foul.
It might have.
Let it go. You've been close.
Okay. All right.
So good solid base hit gives you the lead here.
And Jenna Lindsay's more than capable of delivering.
Nealon's got to be careful, though. You don't want to walk in the tying run either.
Yep. So let's see. Kelly Reynolds is any chance she's going to have a courtesy runner come in?
Runner for Ogden.
Okay. Let's see who that is.
Number 22.
That is, I'll double-check the roster here, Steve. Anna Harrell. Yep. A-N-N-A-H-A-R-L. Anna Harrell. Thank you very much. Number 22. Cool. So we have Avery Skaggs on third, McLean Hudson on second, and Anna Harrell on first. Bases loaded, 1 out. Jenna Lindsay, she takes a ball. Tell you what, Steve, Jenna Lindsay has made a really good impression on me. She plays good center field, sophomore with her best years to come. And she's got a good plan at the plate. She doesn't look overmatched. She takes a strike there. Right-handed hitter. I'll tell you, Steve, if she hits one in the gap to left center or right center, she's going to run for a long time. And now she's in the hole 1 and 2 after fouling that one back.
Protect,
yep. It's a 6-5 game. We've had a dandy of a ball game here. Greenwood leading 6-5, but the Lady Spartans have the bases loaded, just 1 out. And that's a line drive base hit. It's going to
the ball game.
Yep.
Now they're going to take the lead.
2-run score, as Steve said. Lady Spartans take the lead. I'll tell you what, Steve. Jenna Lindsay, the more I watch her, the more I like her. She doesn't get scared when she has 2 strikes in the count. Yep. Katie Walker.
Well, we're still with 1 out, runners at second and first. You know, they may not be done with this inning, but you're just kind of waiting for them to put some hits together.
Yep.
You know, they're capable of it. They're capable of big innings. We've seen it before. Right there, you go into the gap.
That's deep. Yep.
Yeah. That's going to score both the runners on base.
They send them both. They both score, as Steve mentioned, 2 more runs. 9-6 on the double by Katie Walker.
You know, I kept waiting for Katie last night to get a hold of one.
Yep.
And she just didn't quite put the bat on it, but she put the bat on that one. Right in the exact place where they weren't.
Yep. So a pair of 2-run base hits back-to-back. The first one, a 2-run single by Jenna Lindsay, then a 2-run double by Katie Walker. South Warren has 4 runs here in the bottom of the 6th. They now lead 9-6. And, Steve, you know, I love the word that Clark Kellogg uses in college basketball, spurtability with a team.
Yeah.
I would equate that to South Warren with softball. They can just –
we've seen them put together 4, 5, 6, 7-run innings.
Quickly.
Yeah, especially late in the game.
And Kinley Russell is at the plate.
And, you know, Ogden's pitched 3 scoreless innings.
She has.
And so, you know, it's going to be a tall order for Greenwood, but, you know, they're capable. They can come back. We can't forget they put 6 up in an inning.
Mm-hmm.
So
Katie Walker advances to third on the wild pitch. It's a 3-0 count. And, Steve, we saw this last night. Do not underestimate that runner down at third base if they're able to get Katie Walker home.
Right. Every run counts.
Mm-hmm. That's a strike, 3-1. Inning all started with one of the seniors, Avery Skaggs, singling to get on base. That's lined to left center. That's another hit.
It's going to be a.
Yep. And that's a double for Kinley Russell. Walker scores. Katie Walker, it's 10-6. Boom, Steve. 5 runs, just like that.
Yep.
Just like that. And I believe, are we going to get a courtesy runner here, Steve?
Yep.
That's Keegan Pruitt. Yep.
That allows Russell to put her gear on.
Yep. And you know, Steve, since Avery Skaggs started this rally with that single, there hasn't been an out recorded. She got on base with 1 out, and and that one, is that fair, Steve?
Yeah.
Fair ball.
Fair ball.
Hope White with a double.
Boy, it was close, but it was fair.
Wow.
Home plate umpire right on the call.
Steve, it seems like 2.5 minutes ago it was a 6-5 game. These 6 runs have come very quickly. 11-6 on the double by White. White staying in the game. She's just getting handing a piece of equipment over to Coach Reynolds. Hope White, she's a senior. I kind of put her in the same category as Jenna Lindsay. She's not the the front line player, but one of those under-the-radar glue players for Coach Reynolds. Does a lot of good things.
Worst thing for Greenwood is Spartans get a couple more runners on. They're going to have to face Hudson and Ogden again.
You're right. Yeah. You're right. The hitter now is Briley Pruitt. That's trouble.
Going to drop.
That is.
She was the ninth batter in the inning.
That's going to score another run. It's 12-6. Steve, how many of these base hits have gone to the fence and left center?
Right.
At least 4 of them, correct? Yeah. 7 runs for South Warren here in the bottom of the 6th. It's 12-6. Kaylee Wilson is the batter.
If I'm not mistaken, she'll be the 9th batter of the inning, and we'll start all over again.
You're right. She actually started this inning off with the one out. Yeah. Boy, I mean, that one.
That's going to fall.
Is that a bit? Yep, fair ball. Yep. Here comes another run. Safe, 13-6. Double for Kaylee Wilson. You know, Steve, again, South Warren has so many strong components to this team, but the thing that stands out, you know, even last night when they trailed by as many as 5, you never felt like they were out of it because they can score so quickly and score in bunches.
If I'm Greenwood, I'm hoping I can hold them before 3 more runs because you potentially, I mean, it's not going to make a difference, but.
Well, you know what, Steve?
It in the game, 3 more runs.
You're right. I mean.
Sorry, I had a little senior moment there. I thought I was right. But.
That's deep to left. That's a nice catch. Boy, Avery Skaggs cranked that one, but that's the second out of the inning.
She took it for a ride. But now you.
Yep.
Here you go. Congratulations. You got to face Hudson and Ogden again.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Elsie Kirby, the left fielder for Greenwood, and Callie Huff, the center fielder for Greenwood, they have earned their stripes chasing down those extra base hits in the gap, haven't they? And that was a nice play by Elsie Kirby. All right, McLean Hudson. She homered in the bottom of the 2nd tonight. She's also bunted for a base hit.
I don't know. You're firmly in control of this game. Now I might bunt down the third place line, put a lot of pressure on the third baseman.
Well, you know, and that's a wild pitch, and Wilson goes down to third.
No, I wouldn't. But,
and you know what, Steve? The first and third baseman are still playing like she might bunt. Yeah. Two outs. South Warren has scored 8 runs.
Yeah, I feel bad for Neyland. She's pitched a really good game tonight.
Yep.
Really good game.
Like Kendall Willingham, she has hung in there and battled.
Whoa.
That's a line drive base hit for Officer McLean Hudson. Kaylee Wilson scores. It's 14-6. And, Steve, if you mean to say this, if Layla Ogden homers here, this game's over.
Yep.
You're right. Grayson Nealon has
pitched a really good game tonight.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and just like we've seen several times late in the game, South Warren they just turn it on. And, and there you go. They just light up that scoreboard. And I hate it because it overshadows a really good game that Neyland's pitched.
This bottom of the 6th started with Greenwood leading 6-5. Just a few minutes later, the Lady Spartans have scored 9 times, and they lead 14-6. That one's outside. Hudson going for second. That's a good throw, and they get her.
Yep.
They get her. Good throw by Macy Murray, and that ends the bottom of the 6th. 9 runs for South Warren. Lady Spartans lead it 14-6 over Greenwood after 6 innings. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll have more Lady Spartans and Lady Gators softball right after this quick timeout.
Kids deserve the space to grow, to play, to explore. And if they get sick or hurt, they deserve a hospital devoted to them. This is our promise, the most advanced care possible, with doctors, nurses, therapists, and surgeons who specialize in getting kids back to simply being kids again. We are UK Healthcare's Kentucky Children's Hospital. And for us, the power of advanced medicine is more than saving lives. It's saving lifetimes.
Girls like you aren't runners, they said. Well, I wasn't.
Let's go ahead and get some pictures of that knee, okay?
6 months, down the drain. Give up?
Keep the rhythm going. Perfect.
Or get up?
Looks good. Good, we're gonna take it up.
Who's not a runner now? I am proof of the power of advanced medicine.
I can't.
Have some mingy.
This is a Mingy moment.
Don't forget to pack 5 pairs of clean underwear.
Okay, Mom.
What's wrong with these? I think we're gonna need a bigger suitcase.
This is a Mingy moment.
Welcome back to South Warren High School. Bottom of the 7th is just underway after one pitch. It was a foul strike. Wow. Steve, 1 inning ago, Greenwood led 6-5. After a 9-run bottom of the 6th inning, it's now 14-6 Lady Spartans, and we saw how powerful of a team this South Warren team is. Was interesting, Steve, they scored those 9 runs. Not a single home run, either singles or doubles.
Man, Ogden had some heat on that one.
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
Smelling the wind.
It's an 0-2 count on Molly Spidell. Ooh, that didn't miss by much. John, help me out here. The pitcher, really good pitcher that pitched in 2016 for South Warren that went to WKU. Yep, Shelby Nunn. Layla kind of reminds me of Shelby Nunn. That one's hit deep to left, but it's playable.
It's playable.
Avery Skaggs there for the catch. Yep. Shelby Nunn was a standout pitcher for the Lady Spartans who went on to pitch at WKU. And Layla Ogden, although she's just a freshman, kind of reminds me a little bit of her.
I mean, look at the, whether it's Ogden power and pitching, McLean's hitting and fielding. I mean, these kids are freshmen.
Yep.
I mean, they've got 3 more years after this.
Yep.
How good are they going to be? And others on the team, too. I don't want to just –
They've got about a 4-year window, Steve, that they could have some very special seasons. You're right. I'll say this, Layla Ogden.
They're going to have power for the next 3 years. Mm-hmm. Everybody stays healthy.
Mm-hmm. That one's low and inside.
And I like Ogden hitting right behind McLean.
I like that too, yeah.
You can't. It makes it harder to deal with Hudson knowing that Ogden's next.
Ooh, what a changeup.
Speed again.
Wow. 1-2 count.
Well, she doesn't throw it much, but when she does, catches everybody off guard, and she throws it for strikes.
Yep. At the same time, Steve, with these young players on South Warren, these 4 seniors that start, they're really good ones.
Well, it's the whole leadership aspect.
That's a ball. A little bit inside. 2-2 count. 1 out. Top the 7th. 14-6. South Warren leading Greenwood. Again, Steve, the score right now is misleading on how good of a night this has been for the Lady Gators. For 5.5 innings, it was outstanding. And I think it was more not Greenwood playing poorly, but South Warren rising to the occasion.
I think South Warren was playing okay, through the first 5 innings, and then they blew up.
Yep. So we're down to our final out here. If this holds to form, South Warren would move to 21-4 on the season, and Greenwood would have a season record of 12-9. Again, want to congratulate Warren Central softball tonight, defeating Bowling Green 3-1. It's their first win in district softball play in 6 years. So congratulations to Coach Hightower, his coaching staff, and the Lady Dragons student athletes. Layla Ogden, Steve brought up a great point. She come out in relief and has pitched shutout softball. Two outs. And the batter for Greenwood, as we have a foul ball, is Cadence Wolf. Well, Steve, we had 23 runs last night. Right now we have 20. 43 runs in 2 nights.
Football game.
Yeah. That's a little bit inside. It's 2-1. Want to thank our leadership with Warren County Public Schools, Superintendent Rob Clayton, Chief Operations Officer Jason Cupcella, and Chief Financial Officer Chris McIntyre. And once again, thanks to the awesome hospitality extended at South Warren High School by Principal Jenny Hester and Athletic Director Jeffrey Ashby, as the count is now 3-1. Our next live stream will be Friday at Warren East, the Raider Classic Track and Field Meet. Will go on at 6 p.m. That one's popped up. This should be the final out of the game. Caught by Ogden, and that's how it ends. Steve, South Warren wins it 14-6 over Greenwood. Lady Spartans now 21-4. Lady Gators now 12-9. This has been a very entertaining game this evening.
Two good games in a row. Last night didn't quite go the way that we'd like it to, with that one-run game that South Warren lost. But tonight, two great teams battling. You know, the top of the third, Greenwood goes up 6-3, and you think, wow, this might not end the way that South Warren expected it to, but, you know, like we've seen so many times before, South Warren's capable of some big innings late in the game, and today was no different. Put up 9 runs, and just a great game. Great game from both teams. I love to see these two teams play each other. There's a lot of respect, a lot of friendship out there on the field between both teams. All these girls have played together their entire lives, and it's good to see good, healthy competition. And congratulations to both teams. We're getting ready for the last week or so of the regular season, going into the district tournaments. Good luck to both teams. I believe this is the last time we'll see both these teams. Will we see either one of these teams next week?
We're done, yeah.
Right, so good luck to both these teams going into the district tournament.
And, Steve, you talked about the friendship. Your timing on that was great, as players from both teams gathered at the bump for a prayer. And now they're going to go out and have respective team meetings. Steve mentioned the 9-run bottom of the 6th inning by the Lady Spartans. There were 2 home runs in the game. Kate Rippey hit a grand slam for Greenwood. McLean Hudson. Steve, I've got to get your thoughts on this. She hit a 2-run homer. She has 7 home runs in her last 5 games. She is, she does it all, doesn't she?
She's going to be a force in the district tournament.
Yep. So that'll do it tonight from South Warren High School. It's been a fun back-to-back nights of Lady Spartans softball. They scored 11 runs last night against Logan County. Tonight they score 14 against Greenwood. It's a 14-6 final. Steve, you want to sign us off? We'll be back with you Friday night for the Raider Classic at 6 p.m. You can go ahead and give us a goodbye. Yeah.
Kinskade track there at Warren East. And look forward to seeing some great track and field. Everybody have a good night. Thanks for joining us. Congratulations to both teams on a great game. And we'll see you the next time. Good night.